How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing 10 things I hate about my rmx250s. So in a lot of other countries you'll have the rmx250 and they were made until about 1998. This one in particular is a 2000 rmx250s. It was made in like Japan, New Zealand, which is where I live, and Australia. So basically, because it wasn't launched to the new United States market, there's no parts for it. You can't buy any parts for it. Like, for example, come around here, chain slider, right? Simple part. Can't buy them. Can't find any because they didn't make enough of these bikes to have heaps of parts. So if you want parts, you have to like adapt other parts, make your own, whatever. No performance parts for it. Oh no. So what I ended up doing was having to drill and tap the swing arm for, this is a 2009 RMZ 250 chain slider. So that's the first thing I hate. No aftermarket parts, no stock parts, no one stocks. Like when I rebuilt this bike, I had to find a piston that was like, I don't know, I went to this weird shop we have in New Zealand, just a generic bike part shop, and he just happened to have a stock one sitting on the shelf. Like, if I didn't find that, you can't buy them on like eBay or anything like that. So yeah, parts non-existent. All the linkage parts, had to find the part numbers and source them from other bikes like RMs and stuff. So yeah, can't buy parts. Second thing I hate is because you can't find aftermarket parts, I had to keep the stock exhaust system, and I've powder coated this like twice now, painted it like twice, and it just wears through and it rusts. It just keeps doing it every time. It'll just wear out and rust, even though I clean it and whatnot all the way through. And it's really quiet and you can't find aftermarket ones, so like I'm not a fan of this exhaust system. It's just, I don't know, I'd prefer like a chrome one or something. That's just nitpicky. So that's number 2, is the exhaust system. Number 3 is the clutch cable routing. So the cable goes down here, down right beside the exhaust, actually hits it, and down through here. I broke this. This is supposed to go over the top, and I got a screwdriver in there and tried to open it up to fit this bigger clutch cable because it's off an RM, not an RMX, obviously, and I snapped it. So now I have this ghetto system where it's like, that hooks around there and pulls down on the cable and it's zip tied and shit. I'm going to get something welded up there to fix it eventually, but for now that's just how it is. If we come around to here, the next thing I hate, I can't remember what this is, like number 4, 5, I don't know. Rear shock. It's not actually bad, it's just blown. Like, I went over a jump on the last ride and I heard this big like psh as I landed, and now it's just like so squishy. So yeah, rear shock kind of blown. Not a fan of that. Things-ish that I like about my rmx250. The 2000 rmx250s. Only made in Japan, New Zealand and Australia, so US market didn't get it, but it's been a pretty good bike. I've had it since I was 14. I'm 18 now, so about 4.5 years I've owned it, so I know this bike pretty well. First thing that I really like about this bike is the adjustable power valve. So I think it's on this side, in here you can actually adjust the power valve, tighten the spring in there to open later or early in the revs. So right now I have it set to fly open at like it's as tight as, loose as it'll go. I think that's how it works. So it'll open as late as possible, so the power band like hits as hard as it possibly can. Still got bottom end, just not a lot. That's just how I prefer to ride the bike. You can actually tighten it right up so it won't, like, it'll open different. I don't know exactly how it works, but and you'll get heaps and heaps of bottom end power but not much at the top. Next thing I really like about this bike is the entire like handlebar setup. So we have Renthal fat bars. I bought these second hand for like 50 bucks. I have R-Trax bar risers. These are like, actually rise up a lot. If you look in here, they usually sit down here and now they're up here. Just because I'm really tall, I'm 6'2", so riding this thing was a bit of an issue. So bar risers, fat bars. And over here we have a Pro Taper, I believe it's a Pro Taper Contour clutch perch and lever. It's ball bearing and it's actually adjustable. Where is it? by an Allen in there, so you can adjust, like I can have it sitting up here if I want, and that can be the clutch pull. If I can adjust it all the way out if I want to. It's just more comfortable. It's like one finger all day, easy. Next thing, bark busters. These are Chinese ones. I bought them off eBay and they've been really good. Like you can tell I've smashed this up a fair few times, and it's been absolutely fine. I think they're a good investment for the money if you're going to be doing enduro. And yeah, it just protects your bars, protects your levers so you don't have snap outs, because I used to snap levers probably every second ride. I'd snap a clutch lever. So yeah, bark busters. Next thing I really like about this bike is the front forks. These are conventional forks. They are adjustable both at the top and the bottom for like various things. I'm not an expert. I had them rebuilt and revalved for my weight, which was about 80 kilos, 75 at the time. So they're a little soft now, but that's alright. They've got Race Tech gold valves in them, like the shims and stuff, paid for those to be put in. These work really well. It's like tracks really well, points where I want it to go. Yeah, so it's really good setup. Next thing I really like about this bike is the Cycra skullface number board. These were like a limited run. I found a seller on eBay that was selling them because Cycra themselves had stopped selling them. He had like 6 of them. We bought one for the RMX and then another couple for our XR collection, because we got XR 400s, like heaps of them. So yeah, got that. You go to a trail ride with hundreds of bikes, none of them will have them, just this one. So that's something I really like about this bike. Another thing around here that sets this bike apart from all the other RMXs, in New Zealand anyway, is this carb. This is a 38mm PWK airstriker carb. It's what's used on modern 252 strokes like YZ 250, CR 250, etc. It had a PJ38 on it before. It was just shitty, it leaked. You couldn't buy carb kits for them because you can't buy anything for this bike. It was just a really bad carb, didn't idle very well. This one, huge power increase when I put them on, just huge. It started really well. Idles, well, I don't actually set my bikes to idle. I'll do a video on that, but that's just my preference. But this carb, huge performance increase. Also in here, in the reed block, we have Boyson power aids. They're a 2-stage reed. I bought those off eBay a while ago, and those also opened up the bike a lot, gave it a bit more top end grunt. So that's about it for the induction system. I don't know if we quite made it to 10 because I've kind of just covered everything, but the last thing I really like about this bike is the reliability. Like this thing, I actually haven't ridden it properly in a couple months, but I can guarantee I'll get on here and it'll start first kick just like it always does.